Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 29 of Zesty Thoughts. Welcome to the first episode of 2025, y'all, with your host, Annábla. I'm so excited. Also, if you're here, you probably already seen the new artwork. I hope everyone loves it. I was so excited to announce it. Little rebrand and for the pod for the new year. And I just feel like it's a little bit more aligned with me, the vibes that we got going on over here. So I hope that you love it. And if you've been enjoying the pod, please subscribe on YouTube if you watch it on YouTube, on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. You can give it a follow. And then, if you enjoy any episodes, give it a share also. Leave reviews. You could leave reviews also on Apple and Spotify. So please do that. It would be much appreciated. And I know I didn't really say it in the final episode of 2024, but I wanted to thank everyone for supporting and listening. It was my first year with the pod. I started it in the summer and it's just been so much fun and it's just such a great outlet for me and I'm really enjoying it. I'm so excited to see where I'm able to take it this year. On YouTube, I have around 1,900 subscribers, which is not, I did not expect that at all. So it's only up from here, y'all. I'm just trying to boost this, get on new guests. I will have some friends on in the coming months and some musicians and other guests in the arts and stuff that I will be interviewing and gabbing with. So I'm super excited for that. Some awesome stuff planned in the books, but let's just dive right into today's episode. I am going back to work today. It's Thursday the 2nd. My January 1st was great. My New Year's Eve and New Year's Day were fantastic. I went to a party at my friend M's place, literally my soulmate. Was in episode 5 of the pod with my other best friend Rocky. M and I go way back. We've been friends since we were 5. So we're day ones for real. And she had an amazing, wonderful New Year's Eve party. She's always the best host. We played some awesome games, and just gabbed. This is a random tangent, but I think it was a year ago. Or maybe no, I think it was for last Christmas. One of the perks of being a teacher and working with kids is that on occasion for holidays or special occasions, I get gifts from students or their parents, And one of my students about a year ago, I think it was for last Christmas, gave me a bottle of apple flavored Ciroc. I'm not really a huge drinker. I don't really drink at home. So I don't really keep alcohol at home. But so I've literally had this bottle of Ciroc for a year just sitting in my house unopened. And so Christmas, I was I'm going to bust it out. I'm going to make a little apple vodka cranberry kind of spritzer cocktail. And so I made a few on Christmas Eve, but I didn't finish it. So I was oh, I have more of it for New Year's Eve, and I had still the mixers and some of the other ingredients, so it worked out perfectly. So yeah, I was just sipping on some yummy spritzers. We were just vibing. We watched the ball drop. We all drink champagne at midnight, and it was just the most fun ever. I got to meet some amazing new people, some of M's friends that I had never met, and it was just a great night filled with love and fun, good vibes. So yeah, that was great. And then we slept in. And literally, so one of our friends, Julia, Em is dog sitting for right now. And she has this adorable dog named Lala. Lala cuddled with me on the couch the entire night. She literally fell asleep on my neck. And her head, I was laying on the couch. Her body was here and her head was resting on my head. I was Lala. I'm gonna post a picture here because it literally was the cutest thing of my life. It was the best way to start the new year. I could not have started the new year off in a better way. So shout out to Lala. Thanks for being a little cuddle muffin. And so yeah, we just slept in, had some breakfast, and then I drove home. My initial plan was to go straight to the gym from M's place, but then I thought about it and I was it's New Year's Day. The gym is going to be horrible. It's going to be super crowded. And I don't want to be stuck there for 2 hours, waiting for machines. So I skipped out. I did actually drive directly to Daiso. And I went on like a little mini shopping spree at Daiso. To preface, I used to live like walking distance from a Daiso when I lived in the valley, and I would go all the time, and just it took all my money. I don't think I've been to a Daiso since I lived there, so I went a little nuts. My main like goal in going there was to get stickers for my students, because I literally get so much hate from my students. I don't know what it is. Like for Halloween, someone got Halloween stickers, and so I was giving Halloween stickers. The kids were liking that. Then Christmas came around, like Hanukkah, and we still had Halloween stickers. So I was like trying to get rid of them, I'm like, take as many as you want. Because normally I'm like, yeah, just take like one or two. But I was trying to get the Halloween stickers. And I did actually have a few kids ask me like, oh, are these like all the stickers you have? And like that happens every once in a while. Like I'll get some good stickers and then I'll run out and I'll get some new ones. And then those will start to run dry. And whenever the new stickers start to run dry, the students are like, is this all you have? And I'm like, are my stickers not good enough for you? So I did go to Daiso and get a ton of new stickers. It's like, I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it. I just know there's going to be one kid that's like, oh, no, thank you. They're going to look at all of the stickers, like the pages of stickers that I bought, and they're going to be like, no, thanks, never mind. Like, great. Okay, then you just don't get a sticker then. Fine. And I made sure to get variety too. So hopefully the children will be pleased. But yeah, so I drove to Daiso, went crazy. And then I got some ramen when I was there too. Obviously, like I'm not going to go to Daiso and like not get ramen. So I made a homemade shrimp ramen when I got home, and it was divine. It was so good. It's a delicious dinner. I watched a movie with my parents, and then I just had to like clean the shit out of like everything. Like I just had so much stuff that was piling up. I was gone for a day. I had crashed at like 2 friends' places this week. So like I had like go away bags packed, like just literal chaos. So I cleaned a little bit. Then I did my skincare routine. I just had a very relaxing New Year's Day. So yeah, my plan like initially, I usually like to like go on hikes, like be outdoors on New Year's Day. But I don't know. I like switched it up, and I was like, well, I didn't really like plan anything with friends. I don't know if it's like the smartest thing to go like hiking alone, like in general as a woman. So I'm like, I don't know, like maybe I'll skip out on that and I'll just go with friends when I plan it. But yeah, New Year's Day was fantastic. New Year's Eve was great. I had a wonderful week. I hung out with some friends, went to some wine bars with my friend Christy, and we watched this insane movie. I promise only one movie review for today's episode. We watched Speak No Evil with James McAvoy, and like low-key, I'm obsessed with him. He's like kind of a celebrity crush, but like kind of not. I don't know. I just really like literally everything he does. When I saw Split, I was like, something in my brain chemistry just like clicked a little bit. Yeah, Speak No Evil, 10 out of 10. I don't want to give like spoilers because it's so good. It's just very like anxiety inducing. It's very stressful. It's like one of those thrillers that just like has you on the edge of your seat. And you're just like tripping the whole time. Like, no, he didn't. Like, no, he didn't. Like, just crazy. It's really, really well done. I will give like a tiny bit of a spoiler. So maybe like fast forward 10, 20 seconds if you don't want to hear. Like Christy and Brandon literally clocked like the fact that like his partner, the woman, was like had been kidnapped, like in the dinner scene in the beginning of the film. Like literally Christy was like, I feel like this is like a situation where like she's been kidnapped and like the kid is kidnapped, and I was like, oh, that's like honestly a very good guess. Like it's a good gut feeling. And then from then on, like I just like couldn't unsee it or like unhear that. And it turned out that like that's what had happened in the end. So yeah, spoiler over. But yeah, it was crazy. It was really, really well done. 10 out of 10. Okay. On to the main sector of today's episode. I have always wanted to tell this story on the pod. I just figured, why not start the new year out with like a massive bang? I am going to tell the story of my 21st birthday. So for those of you that know me, my 21st birthday is like a story to be told. And you will see why at the end. But yeah, so to preface this, I am like a massive lightweight. Maybe less so than I was like in like college, but I'm definitely like a lightweight. I'm a cheap date, like 2 or 3 drinks and I'm like good. I don't really go past that. And I didn't actually on my 21st, but still ended up being a rocky night. Basically, I lived in the valley. I was it was like the summer. My birthday's in July. Summer going into senior year. Okay. So I'm living in an apartment with 3 other friends and our lease is up. Literally, we have to be out like August 1st or like the last day of July is like we have to be out. And my birthday is July 30th. So we have to be out the next day, the 31st. Okay. And my birthday happened to be on like a weekend. So like no one had work, like everyone was like down to go out. So our apartment is empty except for like toilet paper and like paper towels. We had nothing in the apartment because we had already moved everything out and they already like did a walkthrough. Empty apartment. Okay. All of my friends are like, yeah, let's do it. We'll go out. So we decide to go out to WeHo. Basically, Rocky and I walked to this like Mediterranean place that's like down the street from the apartment and we get dinner. And I had like a big like rice bowl with falafel. Like I had a big meal or so I thought. And then we walk back to the apartment, like people start arriving and we pop a bottle of champagne to like pregame before we all Uber to West Hollywood. Okay. So that's the setup. So we Uber to West Hollywood. First we go to the Abbey. Oh no. First we go to Fiesta Cantina. And you know, if you've ever been to Fiesta Cantina, you know what I'm talking about. If you've never been, I'm going to put a picture here. They have these like giant margaritas that are like pre-blended. I think you can get them on the rocks also, but like the pre-blended ones are just like the go-tos. And they're massive. They're full of sugar. I think I had one of those with like 2 people, like 2 or 3 people. Like we split that. And a few of my friends actually ordered like more food there. But at the time I was vegan and there weren't really many options for me. They were like, oh, let's get nachos. I was like, oh, I can't really have nachos, you know? So I didn't eat anything at that place. Mind you, I had already had like a large dinner and I was like, oh, I'm like not hungry. Like I'll be fine, you know? So basically, we all split one of those large margaritas, which like maybe is like a margarita and a half per person, maybe split between like 2 or 3 people, you know? So maybe I think it's like it's a little I'm exaggerating if I say that I left there having had 2 drinks, like approximately. There's no way I had more than that, you know, if you break it down to like normal size drink. So we finish at Fiesta Cantina. We then go to the Abbey and we're like, oh my God, you know, let's dance, let's take a shot. So my friend Cammie, Christy, and I all take a shot of tequila, okay? This is where we think it went south, okay? So far, we have a tally of champagne, maybe 2 margaritas, and a shot of tequila, okay? And a meal, but like not so recent meal, right? So we're dancing at the Abbey, we're chilling, we're having fun, yada. We finished the Abbey, we walk to Mickey's, okay? As soon as we walk into Mickey's, I just feel like really thirsty. So I'm like, oh, let me get a bottle of water. On my 21st birthday, I was like, oh my God, queen, okay, responsible enough to literally go to the bar and buy a bottle of water in a nightclub in West Hollywood. So I drank the bottle of water, yeah. And then I don't even know, we were just dancing, we're having fun. And I remember getting really, really, really tired. Like all of a sudden I was like, I need to go to bed. I'm exhausted right now. I'm so tired. we need to go back to the apartment. I want to sleep. And everyone's like, okay, at this point, it'd been a few hours. We had fun. We had a good time. And I was like drunk, but not, I don't know, I was coherent. At no point in the night did I ever black out. I've actually never blacked out. So like, I didn't think anything was like really that bad. Like I thought I was like, oh my God, I have water. I'm so responsible. And we get in the Uber and I sit in the front seat. I instantly fall asleep. And it wasn't even like we closed out the bars, and I used to like stay up late all the time. It was college. So like why I was like exhausted after like what, 1, 2, 3, 4 drinks max and water and a meal beats me. I don't know why I got so tired. Basically I fall asleep. I sleep the entire Uber ride from West Hollywood back to Northridge. Then I hear my friends and like tapping me like, oh, we're here, we're home, I open the door to the Uber and I instantly have to get sick. I'm not even out of the Uber yet. Luckily, I didn't get sick in the Uber, thank God, because that would have just been so embarrassing and like a bad scene, and then would have had to pay the Uber driver and all that stuff. So literally opened the door, had to get sick out of the Uber. So then obviously my friends are like helping me get out of the Uber, and like they're apologizing to the guy, and he's like, oh, it's fine. Like as long as she didn't get sick in here, like I'm cool. I don't give a fuck. Just like get the fuck out. And there's the apartment building's like off of Reseda, and there are these like massive like planters, like really, really big planters with like little palms and like trees and stuff at the front of the building. So we literally, like, I walk over to the planter and like someone is like rummaging through their purse to look for the fob to let us into the building. And I can't hold it and I have to get sick again. So I literally got sick in the planter. It was like I was like, I can't believe this is happening right now, but I couldn't hold it. Like my body was like, get this out of me. My body was rejecting it. And it's crazy to me because I literally had only had the glass of champagne, maybe 2 margs and a shot. Like that's not, and like over a span of hours. So long story short, I go up to the apartment. Everybody goes upstairs that's crashing, people like Uber home that aren't. Mind you, empty apartment. We have like blankets and like jackets basically to like sleep with. Like, girl, all of us. So it's like Christy and Brandon, me, Cammie, and Rocky and Em were both there, So we're all fucked up. We go inside, and as soon as we get inside, I have to get sick again, like instantly. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this sucks. I must be like really sick. This is gnarly. This is crazy, So I proceed to get sick basically every hour on the hour, like all night. I didn't sleep. I kept having to get up to get sick. And like it got to a point where like even like through the early morning and like into the morning, like it was like more frequent than every hour. And so my friends were like, yo, are you good? But also like 2 of my other friends were also like puking their guts out and like getting sick as well. So it wasn't really just me. One of them was like almost as bad as me. And it turns out like that it was the 3 of us that had the shot at the Abbey. So like all of us were like, wait, like, is this from that shot? Like, was it bad alcohol? Was it laced or something? Cause like, you never know, like shit happens. But I don't know. Like, it wasn't like bad enough for me to be like, oh, like this is, just hungover. Like I had been hungover before and been in that situation before, but like it got worse. It did not like taper off in the morning, and I couldn't keep any liquids down. Like people were giving me snacks. Someone got Gatorade. Like I couldn't keep anything down for the life of me. Like I would start to feel better. I would drink or eat something, and then like within 10-15 minutes, I would like get sick again. So it got to the point where it was like not even every hour, it was like every half an hour. Okay. And then it was like the morning and like everyone was awake, Then it was like every like 15 minutes. And then it became every like 10 minutes. And then basically my body's urge to like reject whatever was going on just got more frequent and more frequent and more frequent. And, people had left and said goodbye, and Rocky and Em stayed with me. And they're like, what? It got bad enough at one point that they like called my mom, and my mom's a nurse. So like They were like genuinely worried for me. They're like, Caitlin can't like stop getting sick. Like she physically can't stop. Like, what do we do? This is like, is starting to worry us. Like, we don't think this is normal. She can't keep any liquids down. She's probably going to be dehydrated, What do we do? We actually laughed about it after the fact. Like, I turned 21. Like, why didn't someone just go to a dispensary and like get me weed? And like, that probably would have helped. But like, no one thought of that, of course. So we end up going to the ER. So Rocky and Em are literally my angels. They're like, they're like being my parents. They're like taking care of me. They're literally like helping me in the car. They're giving me bags and stuff to like have just in case. We're in the ER, and like my life was flashing before my eyes when we were in the ER. Like I felt like I was like going in and out. I think probably in retrospect, because I was so dehydrated, I felt like I was going to pass out. Like I felt dizzy. I felt hot and clammy, and like still felt like chronically, like severely nauseous, and nothing had helped. And it was just getting worse. And I just felt like, I was like, I'm on my deathbed. Like, is this how it ends? Like, is this what it feels like when people are like fading, I felt horrible. I've literally never felt that bad in my entire life. Basically, they check in. They're like, I don't know, like it was her 21st birthday last night, but like this is like weird. It's abnormal, We're not sure. We just want to check. So I get a bed in the ER, and they're asking me questions. They take my blood because they're like, oh, we want to test for like roofies. They want to make sure that I hadn't been drugged by, and they have a panel at the hospital of like all the typical like famous drugs that, people can be roofied with. So they're like, we'll test your blood to make sure. They tested my urine and my blood, and then they gave me IV fluids. As soon as they hooked me up to the IV, within maybe like 10 or so minutes, I think they also gave me Zofran or something to like help with the nausea. Anyway, I take the medication that they gave me. Within 10, 15 minutes, I'm out. I fall asleep, and they're like, just let her like sleep. Let her sleep it off. She needs to rest now. She's probably feeling better and like can finally sleep, because remember, I hadn't been up all night. Like I hadn't slept all night. So I wake up and it had maybe been like 45 minutes to an hour. And Rocky and Em are sitting at the foot of the bed in the ER eating Thai food. Those fuckers had DoorDashed Thai food. Now I say fuckers because like I love Thai food. So I was like and I felt better. I woke up and I was like, oh, like I felt like rejuvenated. I felt like a new person, like normal. I guess all I really needed was the fluids, because then when I woke up, they had told me that there was no trace of anything in my system. And I was like, wow, okay, so just like really a lightweight, I guess. But yeah, no, I love Thai food. So like I woke up feeling better, and my probably the first thing out of my mouth was like, did you guys get me any? And they're like, oh no, we thought you were gonna go like be sleeping. And like obviously I couldn't be mad at them because like they were taking care of me. They literally brought me to the ER, and they were like, they were my support system, so I could not be mad. But I was like, you ordered Thai food and you didn't get me any. But no, it was funny. I ended up getting food later on in the day, and we did actually go from the ER directly to a dispensary. It's like lesson learned. I don't know, man. I don't know if it was like that I hadn't eaten enough, or if it was something was like bad or expired, or if I had been drugged and it was just like not something that was on their like panel that the hospital has to test for, like something new, because like Lord knows there's always something new. None of us know. Like it's a total mystery. But I did survive. I guess I was just severely dehydrated at that point, and I needed some Zofran to help with the nausea. But lesson learned, I guess. I don't know what to take away from that. To this day, I've never been that intoxicated since. Like I said, I've never even blacked out from alcohol. I've never gotten like that drunk to the extent where I'm like throwing up uncontrollably. yeah, I don't know. I guess I learned my lesson that night. Maybe eat more while you're drinking and no to shots. I don't know. I'm very like apprehensive with shots now because I already know I'm a lightweight, and that was just too much to take in. It was insane, insane night, insane day. Definitely a night that I will never forget. And yeah, and then the next day, basically we went to the dispensary. We went back to the apartment. We emptied literally everything else out. And then I was like, okay, bye-bye apartment, new apartment, crazy. All right, y'all, on to the last segment of today's episode. I have one item that I'm thirsting for and one album that I'm thirsting for this week. The item being Trader Joe's Italian Bomba hot pepper sauce. It's fermented crushed Calabrian chili peppers. And it's hot, y'all. Like, it really is hot, but it's one of those things that's like so addicting because the flavor is really good. So you like want to keep eating it, but then you're just like in pain and sweating and your tongue's on fire. I've been like eating that with my eggs and it's so good. So if you like spicy food, highly recommend. I do like spicy food. I would say my spice tolerance is like moderate. But I feel like this is really hot. Like I can't really eat that much of it because I'm like dying whenever I do. But yeah, I would say 10 out of 10. I'll post a picture here too so y'all can see. And then the music that I'm thirsting for this week is SZA's album. I finally listened to it. I love it. You know what? I listened to it on Apple Music and I'm pretty sure I had listened to it in order as well. I will say I think I like the latter half of the album a little bit better, like minus the songs that were already out that I had heard before. But I want to keep listening to it. I realize now that I am like the type of person like on first listen, sometimes I'm like not super into like anything. I have to listen to something like multiple times to really like see it through a different lens. At first glance, when I listen to a song, I'm usually listening to the lyrics. That is what can easily catch my attention, and I will save something instantly on first listen if I relate to the lyrics. I will also, listen to like the music and the production, like I'll take that in on first glance. And if the music and the production is like kind of underwhelming, then I won't really have the patience to listen to the lyrics. So like I kind of listen to both, but I don't know. Sometimes there have been like really good pop songs in the last like year that I did end up like obsessing over. But like when I first listened to them, I was like, it didn't really like click for me and I didn't get into it. It didn't catch my attention. And then I'll listen to a project or an album or like a playlist a second time that has the same songs. And on second listen, like I will digest a little bit more and I don't know, man, that earworm will get to me. But yeah, the album is amazing. I loved it. I actually did add a lot, some of my favorites. Diamond Boy, Drive, Far, Shirt, Open Arms, the one with Travis Scott, Special, Nobody Gets Me. And like there were others that I liked already, like that I had heard before, like Saturn was already out, Blind I liked. But yeah, I think Diamond Boy and maybe Far would be like my two favorites. But I don't know, I'm gonna keep listening to it and like really digest, and then I think I'll be able to see after I listen to it once more, like which ones I'm going to be like, okay, this is on repeat. Like for GNX, I've been listening to Luther like nonstop. That's like pretty much the only one that I'm just like, it's like on repeat. I listen to it every day, like multiple times a day, but I'm still listening to the album to like see if there's anything else that like speaks to me, you feel me? But yeah, that's definitely, I've been listening to Lana all week. I just like love it. I've been listening to it any chance I can get. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up today's episode, y'all. Short and sweet. If you have any requests, y'all, of like albums for me to review, I would love to like make that a permanent segment on the pod. Maybe I'll post a little questionnaire on IG, or if you have anything that immediately you're like, listen to this now, you can put it in the comments on YouTube, or just DM me. DMs are open, y'all. So anyway, I hope you have a fantastic first week of January and have a wonderful week and a nice weekend, and stay safe, and I'll see you next week. Okay, bye.